Yeah, so here we go. Broke down. We had some problems. This ain't supposed to do this. Ah, yeah. Life is good. So, the old Massey, good girl. She's doing a good job for us. We were doing some clearing. I showed you in the previous video. I haven't uploaded it yet, but I'll upload them in order. And, oh yeah, broken weld here. This bolt was still there, but it was a mess, so I had to cut it to get it out. This is what we were looking at. I'm not sure. Yeah. And I tried to take one out as a sample, which is this guy, but of course it broke. And sorry about the waviness. We had all kinds of problems with, yeah. Okay, let me get you in the tripod, and then we'll continue. All right, I got you in the tripod now, and this is what we did. I'll show you this. That was my hair chisel. I cut the chisel point off just because the chisel points are easy to find. And this now becomes a bolt pusher. And I'll tell you, I was beating on that broken bolt with a sledgehammer and a drift, and I couldn't even move it. This baby popped her right out. So there is a tip for you. That's a pneumatic air hammer. You can buy these just about anywhere. This happens to be an Ingersoll Rand model 114 CQC with the nice head on it. So I'll tell you what we're gonna do is I'm gonna throw this together and do a mock-up on it so Jake can come in and we'll get some welding done. So this is the these are the bolts, carriage bolts, 5/8. I think it's 5/8 11. Yeah, I think it's 5/8 11 threads per inch. They didn't. I wanted to do all 8, but they didn't have 8. They only had 7. So I thought, you know what? If I can't get 8, I'll leave 2 behind in case another customer wants them. Because everything up here is impossible to get. So I only bought 5, which gives me 2 for here, 1 for the one that's missing, and 2 spares, I guess. That'll do for now. Yeah. So we're gonna have to grind the plate in the top. This plate here, you can't see it good, but grind that. There's a crack here, ripped all the way back to there, I believe. And then on the same side it's starting. So we're going to rework all that. There's a lot of undercut in this weld. I can feel it. This is an old weld and it's full of undercut. So Jake's going to work his magic on that and then we'll get that fixed. And that'll give us a better idea of what's going on. I'm going to cut this side off. To cut that off, I use my Sawzall, which is right here. So if I cut both sides off, then this thing falls on the ground and it's too heavy to pick up, and I've had a bad back for going on a week now and I don't want to aggravate it anymore. So I'll pause the camera. I'm going to put one of these bolt setups in here for now. They are zinc plated, but zinc's not enough. So you guys know by now my best friend in the mechanical world is anti-seize. And I won't put together a lot of things without it. This just happens to be nickel grade. That's a Loctite product, LB771. It comes aluminum, I believe. It comes food grade, which is kind of useless. And it comes copper. The best one, obviously, is the nickel, but it's the most expensive. I don't really like the copper. I don't know why. It doesn't have the same. The flake seems to be too big because it is sintered or ground up metal that's in here, pulverized. So this is what will be going in. Yeah, so, and I don't care what product you use, truly. I'm not promoting anything to promote anything. It's just that I'm going to tell you something. If you ever want to take something apart that's exposed to the weather and not come out like this, you know what I'm saying? You got to have, yeah, look at this. This is just right junk. I don't know. How do you explain that? Like, look at that. It's crap. Okay, so let me get this set up and then I'll cut the other side. I'll show you how that goes. I'm not going to show you cutting the whole thing because it's just stupidity. I'll give you an idea. I'll get started on the cut and then give you guys a look at it. So let me pause the video and we'll do that. All right. Like I said, I'm going to give you a little taste of cutting this out. So I got my jankety long, super ass long blade in here. Got teeth left. Still feels pretty good. So I'm going to give this a shot. Now I could cut it with torches, right? And that would be quick, fast, quick and easy, but not everybody's got torches. Most you guys probably got a Sawzall. You can buy a $5 blade. A set of torches gonna run you $400 now. For cutting torches, the bottle contract's gonna be minimum $150 a year plus contents. So to get into that, just to cut off a bolt,
$1,000 we'll say.
Well, I wouldn't go 1,000.
I've seen torch sets Victor's on.
Yeah.
$600 now.
Yeah, I might be out of touch because I haven't bought them in a while.
Close to $1,000. I was quite surprised at the price of a set of Victor's.
Okay.
Yeah,
Tribal Council has spoken.
Maybe about $1,000.
I think it says $1,000. So I'm going to continue cutting this. I use the WD just as a kind of a coolant. Keep at a low medium speed. Seems to pull out more piling. Plugged up with topsoil in here, rocks and dirt. But anyway. Back in the day, they used to put the speed limiter on these, and they don't anymore. So, yeah. I bought this. Oh, it is the XR.
Yep. Yeah, it is because it's got the shorter.
Yeah,
it's more
supposed to be better.
body.
I'm beating the hell out of it, but that's what it's for. Okay, so I'm going to pause, cut this off for you, and bring you back when we're done. Okay, we got her cut off. Let's have a boot. That's supposed to be the flat washer. Whoops, dropped it. There it is there on the ground. There is the stack of nut. And then the other nut. We cut through there. So here is the original weld. Right here. So there was no penetration here, I'm going to say. I honestly don't know what to say. It's got the Massey red on it. So it looks to be original. The witness mark here shows where it was pushing up against the plate. I don't know if you can see that right here. There's a goober here. Grapes of wrath. So yeah. So we got that cleaned out. And you can see that crack there. It's pretty hefty. We're going to pull that back. And then we're going to treat it as a fillet weld. There's no point in grinding it out and trying to keep it in place. We're just going to fillet it. 3-pass, Jake?
Yeah.
3-pass it all the way around, make it real. Because it's full of undercut.
We'll buff it and clean it up a little bit. And then...
Yeah, there's undercut. You can hook your fingernail on it.
which is a giant stressorizer waiting to happen always.
Yeah, and this blade's under a lot of stress. So we'll clean the junk off of there and get that prepped, and then we'll go from there. I'll come back once we get that done, because like I said, there's no point in videoing me grinding. I mean, you know, we all can grind, right? We know that. And I won't waste your time. And I'm not going to grind and do fast forward videos unless somebody says that they like fast forward videos. Then I'll try it, but really, grinding's grinding. Stay tuned. Hey. So, this is a Piper disc. It's biting a little bit. Anyway, wearing my safety gear. I got my hearing protection on. Sorry if I'm yelling. Got my safety glasses on. We'll pause the video, and then we'll get this cleaned up. The key here is to get all the rust off, because cleanliness next to godliness when it comes to welding, stick welding or otherwise. And I'm going to clean all this up. We'll pause the video. We're going to bolt this back together. We'll come back when we're ready to tack. Yeah, the issue at hand seems to be corrosion. There's far more rust than I thought. So Jake's laying down. We got to bring the weld up because the crack is.
We got to wash up a little bit into the crack.
Yeah, so we're just putting some build up into there.
I just keep going up and stack them tight.
The crack appeared to be almost all the way around. And then we tried to weld it on the inside, and it just poof, exploded in rust. So welding it here will get us away from where all the dirt laid inside there, and all the moisture kept this thing, you know, in full-on corrosion mode. So there, we're going to continue on with that, and then we'll come back when we're Nearly finished. You can see that crack right there.
Yeah, we still got to work our way around to the top.
So we're going to work our way up. We're not going to open the crack up and weld into it because it's so much corrosion in there. So we're going to treat it as if it were just a fillet weld, in which you wouldn't have that much weld prep anyway. And it's pretty thin metal.
It's pretty thin metal.
Yeah, it's not overly huge or nothing. So we're just going to give that a shot, see how it goes, and we'll continue on with that. Hold on. Okay, so that's 3 passes on top of the original pass. I think that's what the repair is going to look like. Should be a little bit stronger than the original. The only consideration that we have to worry about, that's freaking hot. Can you turn that?
Yep.
You got the gloves on. The only other thing we got to worry about is look at the corrosion. So you can see all down in here, like this is all pitted away. So it is what it is. I don't think that's 1/4 inch, it's probably 3/16 plate. That's the top piece all prepped where we're going to weld the top. So what we're going to do is Jake's going to finish welding this, and then we're going to put the blade back. We got cracks in the blade we got to fix. We're going to put the blade back on, set it up, get it so that the strap that came out of here is centered. Then we'll tack it, pull the blade back off, and do the finish welding. And that should be the job. So we'll give you a shot of this when it's done. Jake's going to continue on. And like I said, we're welding in here, and this is just exploding in rust and falling apart. So we just stabilized it, abandon any more trying to weld it in there, and then start laying material on the outside. But yeah, some of these pits are like, I don't know if you can see that. The camera doesn't show depth, but I was quite surprised. I'm not surprised, and I'm surprised all at the same time. It's over 50 years old, so you get what you get. But that's what we do. Take this old stuff, make it usable, and we'll go from there. Alright, so I did some upside down video, and I'm not going to torture anybody with that. What we decided to put on here was a grab hook for chains. And we're putting this on because just because it's easier. I got some brush to pull out. All the welding's done on the bottom. We just got it temporarily put back together so that we can set where that top piece here, where this guy here goes, so we can weld that. We'll take the blade back off, finish that, and then the job will be done. Bolts were a little bit long, but too bad, so sad. We can cut them off later. So that's where it is. What I was saying to you guys before the video went upside down is we had a Norton Charger Plus disc in there, and it went glazed. And what happens when it goes glazed is it goes shiny. I don't know if the camera picks it up, but you can see the bits of metal stuck in there and the shininess to it. There's a shiny edge right along here, and it won't cut. So that's garbage. And that's what happens. So we put a Gemini wheel in there, or no, a Bosch. And we put that wheel in there, and it would not grind. It skipped, it hopped. And the wheel's not flat. So, and the grinder nut screwed up. So we've been 40 minutes fooling around just trying to get a grinding wheel back into this thing. So there's the hook is done. Now we're just going to tack this bottom piece, and then we'll do the finish welding. And then this thing should be pretty much...
get in on the sides and bridge a couple of stitches to hold it.
Yeah, it's a bit of a weird gap in there, because it was welded top and bottom. So we're not sure what we're going to do with it. As soon as we know, you'll know. How about that? And while we're doing that, you guys can think about hitting the subscribe button, because we're like 5% of the viewers have subscribed, and subscribers is how YouTube works. The more subscribers, it pushes the algorithm up so that Jim's New Brunswick homestead will move to the top, or closer to the top. So please subscribe, hit the like button, and ring the bell for more content. And we'll see you soon, in a minute. Well, there she be, boys and girls. All installed. We threw some paint on the welds for the naysayers. New bolt there. New bolt there. Had to custom shorten it. Existing bolts there, because you cannot find bolts, especially who's going to carry a 3/4 inch carriage bolt, right? Put the hook on. So that's welded on. That's for drag chain. So we checked the bottom of where we did the weld filled up repair, and the ripples have not even worn down yet. So that stuff. Yeah, she gets a 2 thumbs up for sure. That's in the other video on this plow blade repair. It was the first repair that we did. We still have to do the uprights, fix those, but you know, they're still twisted and all gnarly looking. Yeah, it makes it hard to attach it because nothing's square and straight. So we will get to that, but we have to use it because we're clearing out bush. So there's the little side story here on the grease nipple. It probably took me a half an hour to get this nipple functional. And a lot of screwing around with it. And yeah. And you'd be saying, well, Jim, why didn't you just put a new nipple in there? You know better than that. And I would say, yeah, you're 100% right, except one thing. That's a weird size. It's not 1/4 28. I think it might be 1/16 pipe, but I don't know. I doubt it's metric. But who knows? So there you go, boys and girls.
Not a bad day for us.
It was a whole day's job to get this thing back up and running, but we did it. And Jake and I. And she should be functional. We're going to run out and take a test, and maybe I'll get Jake to shoot some video while we're testing it. So anyway, if I don't, thanks again for stopping by. Definitely subscribe, ring the bell. For more content, hit the like button. Like it a lot. And then we'll see you soon in the next video when we fix the headlights again. Okay, see you soon. Bye-bye.